half win, 5-4 in the shootout to the Chicago Blackhawks. A half win is not a full win. I don't know if you know that, but it's not even close. Hey, you've been watching all the videos this season? You see how Tim Horton's not back up yet? He's not going back up until they win! One takers are easier to do. They're also quicker to put up. So I get to put this up quicker. I'm sorry I made you wait all weekend. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was at the cottage. My buddy invited me up, and it was Adam. Adam's my buddy. And he's like, hey, man, you should be in my wedding party. And it was a celebration, and we laughed, and we talked. We had a few beers. It was great until the Leafs came into my weekend. The Leafs you are so lucky that you are part of my Saturday night. That ruined my weekend for like 2 hours. And I'm just talking about after the loss. The game was an emotional roller coaster. That is going to happen every game. It's hockey. It's hockey. That's how it works. Leafs are up 4-2. Look, Matthews to Nylander. All day, every day. God, I'm so happy. God, I'm so happy. Don't I sound like it? God, I'm so happy. I can't wait to watch those two blossom. This is what a flower, blossoming. That's them. That's Matthews and Nylander. I'm so excited to watch that blossom over the years. And then the Blackhawks score a goal. And it's 4-3. And there's not a lot of time left in the game. And I tweet, all right, so when does Richard Panik score the game-tying goal? What happened about a minute later, boys and girls? Oh, that's right, all alone in front, Richard Panik, tappa, celebration without a stick. Hey, didn't even need a stick for the goal. Richard Panik, Fireman Leaf Richard Panik, with his 6th of the season to tie the game up. And immediately after that, earmuffs kids, I tweeted, you can't write this shit. You know what? A lot of you retweeted that. A lot of you click like or favorite or heart, whatever the hell you call it, because you thought that was a funny tweet or something, or you just enjoy my pain, in which case, I hate you. Look, that's actually an incredibly inaccurate tweet. What I should have said was, you can write this shit! You can write it in cement! It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hey, what time of the game on Tuesday do you think Anton Stralman is going to score against the Leafs on behalf of the Tampa Bay Lightning? Hey, James Reimer and the Florida Panthers are coming to town on Thursday, and it's not a question about whether or not James Reimer is going to get a shutout against the Leafs. It's how many saves is he going to get in the shutout over the Leafs. My bet is on 67. That'd be fun. That'd be hilarious! And you know they're going to get 67 shots. The Leafs are good at offense. They're great at that whole offense thing. There was a stat during the game. The Leafs only lost 5 games that they went into the third period leading last season. And I was like, wow, that actually sounds pretty good. Until you take into account that last year's Leafs team never led. Ever. This year, at least, they lead. This year, at very least, they break my heart. And this is where we are. This is a painful, crucial year in the rebuild, man. We knew what to expect last year. Wall-to-wall turdage. Dog poop, horse poop, bull poop, your poop, their poop, everyone's poop. Wall-to-wall poop! That was aggressive. This year, no. You know what we have? We have a brilliant, brand new painted wall that is slowly but surely getting covered in poop. It's like, it's a perfect wall and then there's one poop spot. You know what that is? That's a poop-covered wall! You wouldn't go, oh, there's only a little poop stain. Any poop stain is a giant poop stain. Look, I'm not calling the Roman Polak-Matt Hunwick pairing a poop stain, but it was pretty bad. And I was losing my mind at Babcock. The Hunwick-Polak pairing, first of all, I've never seen it before. Second of all, it's on defending a 1-goal lead at the end of the game. And then the game-tying goal goes in. So how is that pairing punished? Oh, they're being punished by being on the ice on a penalty kill in overtime! And I was going to let Mike Babcock have it in this one. I was just going to rip him. I was going to rip the Leafs, I was going to rip everybody, and I know I've been yelling so far, but I'm really glad I'm sorry I made you wait, but I'm glad I had almost 24 hours. Because after the game, Babcock, I thought he was at his Babcockiest best. He was talking about, it was the veterans. I don't think it was young mistakes, which a lot of people were tweeting me, it's a young team, they're going to do this. Okay, name the young players goofing up. I know even the vets on this team are young. But I wish Babcock would just be like, yeah, you know what, I thought Kadri had a terrible game. Or whoever, it doesn't matter. Just said the vets. Okay, fine. He's talking about how they've played only one game at home, 4 on the road, 3 games in 4 nights. They could have won basically every game. The one part I would fix there, Mike, they should have! Shut up! Okay, they got 5 points in 5 games. Everyone's telling me like, hey man, at the beginning of the season you would have taken that. Dude! No. Here's the thing. You're welcome to agree with me on anything. I'm welcome to disagree with you on anything. Doesn't matter. 2 things Leafs fans are saying that is lazy, and I will not let you say it anymore. One is that it's all Frederik Andersen's fault. Stop. During the broadcast, they're like, you know what, it'd be nice to get a spectacular save. Yeah, obviously. That's like saying, you know what, it'd be nice to get a hat trick right now. You know why you don't get spectacular saves that often? They're really, really hard. Okay? You don't sign Frederik Andersen, you don't sign any goalie to a $5 million contract if you need to be bailed out every game. You got Frederik Andersen so he can be an average to above average, hopefully above average goalie. Well, looking at his numbers, screw the numbers, blow them out your ass. Have you been watching the games? I know exactly what that sounded like, okay? Ignoring the numbers and watching the games. But if you watch the games, they're useless in front of him half the time. He's the only reason this game went to a shootout. So lucky. And then in the shootout, I mean, who cares? It's a crapshoot. Mitch Marner missed by this much. This much! And the other lazy thing I won't let you say is, they're going to make young mistakes. Blowing a 4-goal lead is not a young mistake. Blowing a 2-goal lead is not a young mistake, especially when there's old guys out there. The Leafs should be like 3-1-1 right now. Okay? Freddie wasn't that great against the Sens. Leafs should have won that one. Minnesota game could go either way, so you give the overtime loss to the Sens for sure, and you give the regulation win to Minnesota for sure. You're going to lose some close games. So I don't care if you're satisfied with a 1-1-3 record. They should be 3-1-1. They should have at least 3 wins right now. Babcock did calm me down though. He calmed me down. I feel a little better after that game. What do you do, though? What do you do? Here's the tweet. Got this from Alan Hardigan. Why don't we trade some bodies for some D and bring up Leipzig and Kapanen? I'd be okay with losing a vet or 2. Now look. Who? First of all, find 2 roster spots for Leipzig and Kapanen. Where are you going to put Griffith? What about Josh Levo? Remember that little chestnut? Where's that going to go? Now look, I was going to do something on this, but we gotta wait. Because the obvious answer is, if you look at the Marlies, if you look at what the Leafs have in their system, at some point they're probably going to have to trade a young forward or 2 for a defenseman. They're just going to have to. Not all the young forwards they have, the great young forwards they have, are going to make it. They're just not. By the numbers, they're not. Not on the Leafs anyway. So you can trade one of them, and that seems like the obvious thing to do. It's too early. It's way too early. You don't know what you got on the Leafs. You don't know what you got on the Marlies. You don't know anything. Not after 5 games. And that's why I'm glad I'm a little calmer in this one. By the way, if you're a new viewer, this is calm. Got another one. You better have rage. Don't let it be a watered down product because you're a day late. That's unacceptable. Thanks, coach. You're right. Also, I think my check was late in the mail, but I'm sure it'll come any day now. I hope you guys like this video, man. I'm just glad that other fan bases, like I hope Blackhawks fans are watching this. You know what? Leafs, Bruins, Game 7, you know what I'm talking about. Bruins fans got to see it firsthand. But that'll never happen again. They'll never blow a 4-1 lead again until the next year they did it against another black and yellow team. Black and gold, whatever, Pittsburgh Penguins, they did it the next season. So now, Boston Bruins fans and Pittsburgh Penguins fans know how much and how intentionally the Leafs seem to hurt me. Now, we have the Jets. Now, you guys haven't been here for a while, but now you know! Blackhawks fans, you've been too caught up in your own yay, and you're not thinking about the people who don't get to say yay, ever. Ever! Except for at the draft. That's it. And you got to do that, remember that? I saw all these Blackhawks fans sending me tweets like, man, Nylander and Matthews were so good, man, you should be happy. I'm like, oh, shut up! I don't need your pity! I'm just glad that other fans get to see what this team does to me. So, let me know what you thought of this video, because sometimes this is going to have to happen on Sundays, and it's not due to sloth, it's due to I have a life. So do you. Isn't it nice? That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. I guess question of the game, what would you have done differently? And also, how many goals is Anton Stralman going to score on Tuesday? And I will see you next time. It was 4-2. That is the sound of the Chicago Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cup for the third time in the last 6 seasons. Like it's something to do. Oh, you better get how good that team is. If you don't love your team, you better take care of that team. Because you know what? Could be that. Could be that. Here are some things you, as Chicago Blackhawks fans out there, may not get about how good your team is. On NHL.com, there's a picture, and that picture is of Marian Hossa in a red Chicago Blackhawks jersey, chilling in front of millions of screaming Blackhawks fans. I assume they were screaming, it's a picture, and those are silent. Ain't nobody going to a quiet Stanley Cup parade anyway. And I go, oh, isn't that so nice? Wait a second. The Stanley Cup parade is tomorrow. This picture must be from one of the other times they won the Stanley Cup recently. Couple things there. One of the times that they won recently. Everyone's been talking about the word dynasty. Are the Chicago Blackhawks a modern day dynasty? And the reason we say modern day dynasty is nobody is going to win the Stanley Cup 4 or 5 times in a row again, like the Montreal Canadiens did, like the New York Islanders did, like the Edmonton Oilers did. So now, here is, I think, the new blueprint for what a dynasty is. If you can't tell which year a Stanley Cup parade photo is from, forget the fact that the Blackhawks have most of the same core. They haven't even given camera technology a chance to get that much better yet. Most teams, they win, and then you look at a picture of the previous time they won, and it's like, what, did you take that with a grapefruit? With the Blackhawks, it's like, oh, is that photo from yesterday? No, it is not. Oh, I'm sorry, then what year is that picture of Kane, Taves, Keith, Seabrook, Hjalmarsson, Hossa, and Sharp from?